Joining me today is our presenter Jasper Huang. He's the Pre-Sales Engineer, Solution Research Department of Infortrend Technology, and ATTO FC Marketing Manager Mark Richards. ATTO FC is an Australian and New Zealand distributor for Infortrend products. ATTO FC also distributes a variety of leading brand products through a wide network of specialist resellers, value-add resellers and systems integrators. Our portfolio of products are in use every day by end users who capture, process and create extraordinary content for mass consumption. You can browse our portfolio of leading brands at attomx.com.au. Now to today's webinar, brought to you by Infortrend. These days and into the future, storage and access to storage is a key ingredient of today's workflow, whether you're in content creation, content distribution, or, as we'll include in today's presentation, involved in the ever-increasing demand for storage and data management specific to surveillance applications. The security sector continues to adopt high-definition video capture technology while requiring continuous recording and extended video retention periods. Video archive storage managers are challenged with a vast increase in data storage requirements. The resulting effect has been an overwhelming demand for capacity and scalable storage. For PC-based security systems or the latest IP CAM video surveillance systems over a network, Infortrend storage solutions deliver high performance and excellent reliability to ensure users enjoy fast and high availability access to critical data. Furthermore, these solutions offer high cost efficiency and easy maintenance for IT administrators and are scalable to accommodate the growth of CCTV, DVR and NVR systems. On the other hand, with the rapid evolution of the media industry, content creators are challenged to deal with more complex projects, files of larger sizes and a growing variety of formats and resolutions. The ideal media storage is expected to provide high performance, stability, reliability and scalability to enable high speed and non-disruptive workflow from acquisition, post-production to delivery. Infortrend storage systems meet these demands with proven throughput power, AV optimized features, high fault tolerance and easy scalability for improved IT efficiency. In SAN and DAS or even NAS environments, Infortrend storage solutions easily enable media content creators to dynamically optimize productivity. During this webinar session, we'll introduce Infortrend solutions for surveillance and media editing applications. A little later in the session, we'll show you a short video presentation of the ESDS 3000 series performance integrated with the latest ATTO Fibre Channel HBA for MediaStream. I hope today's session provides you with a greater understanding of Infortrend solutions, especially in the area of multimedia and surveillance applications. So before I hand over to our presenter Jasper Huang, please note we'll be recording this session and follow up with a link to all registered attendees so you may replay later at your leisure. Whilst all microphones except for the presenters will be muted, you can type your questions in the communications box that appears on your screen. We'll endeavour to answer some questions during the session where possible. However, all questions will be recorded so that either way we'll certainly answer all questions asked. Okay, without further ado, I welcome Jasper Huang to this international interstate presentation. Jasper is presenting live from his Infortrend base in Taiwan, so I do hope we have a good quality connection.
Okay, thanks for joining. My name is Jasper, and I'm working in the Infortrend Solution Research Team. And thanks for everyone to join this conference call. It's my pleasure to make this presentation to all of you. And today I'm gonna tell you about the Infortrend storage solution for surveillance and the multimedia industry. And this is my agenda. I will begin with the surveillance industry. It's just a brief to let you have the idea about the application in surveillance. And next we will move to the Infortrend storage solution. That is our latest product, ESDS 1000 series. And after we've done that, we will have a look at the multimedia industry application And we will have an overview about the Infortrend solution for multimedia application. And by the end of today's session, I will give you a video demo to let you have an idea about our product work with the ATTO HBA. And in the end of this session, we will have a Q&A time. So in the beginning, that our surveillance application will cover 3 scenarios that we usually see in surveillance. The first one is that, as you can see in this slide, we have some IP cameras, and in a surveillance application, usually the IP cameras can be deployed up to like 100 or 200. Such IP cameras will deploy in our environment. And we will have a video server. This video server is installed some management software, and users can use this video server to monitor all of the IP cameras and also monitor the videos or images that those IP camera record. And this IP camera will write their videos through these video servers to our SAS storage or iSCSI storage. It just depends on user's plan. If they plan to use SAS configuration, it means that you just directly attach a SAS storage to a server. Then it makes things simple. Only this video server to see this storage. However, users also can deploy iSCSI storage. And this iSCSI storage probably can be seen by several video servers if you have video servers in your environment. So the advantage of this topology we want to emphasize is that it's a very flexible storage expansion because users can choose either SAS or an iSCSI interface in their environment. So this is how Infortrend storage work with video servers. And the next one is the IP cameras work with NVR. As we know that NVR has become more popular and gradually popular because it's very user-friendly. Usually, vendors to provide NVR, they will plug in very user-friendly GUI for administrators, so administrators can very easy and straightforward to monitor all of the systems that they can deploy in the environment. And NVR is a network video recorder, and mostly NVR also contains some hard drives. The capacity will not as much as the general storage system, but you still have a lot of capacity in your NVR. And IP cameras just write their videos or images to an NVR. And as long as the NVR is out of space, then NVR probably have to add another storage for expansion. So we know that a storage, the role of the storage for this NVR is just like a JBar in our storage. It's just for expansion. This storage can do nothing. And because we have to attach this storage to an NVR, and NVR is working on the network, so we have to attach only iSCSI storage. SAS storage in this configuration is forbidden. And users or administrators also can use the remote client from their smartphone, their laptop, to remote control their NVR and monitor all of the operation in their environment. So it's very user-friendly if you work NVR and iSCSI storage. And the last scenario that we usually see in a surveillance application is that IP cameras directly send their videos to an iSCSI storage. So it means that IP cameras doesn't know there is a server between IP cameras and the storage. because they just send their videos to the iSCSI storage. So the VRM server is a server which will monitor the quality of video. That videos already written to the iSCSI storage. So this VRM server doesn't handle any access between IP cameras and the iSCSI storage. This VRM server just play out the videos in iSCSI storage and monitor the quality. And because IP cameras directly send those videos to an iSCSI storage, so this iSCSI storage can provide very high performance to IP cameras because of the read and write behavior were not handled by VRM server. So until now, we already know that we have three scenarios that we see in a surveillance application. First one is a video server work with SAS storage or iSCSI storage. And the second one is that an NVR work with iSCSI storage, and this iSCSI storage is just for expansion. And the last one is that IP cameras directly send videos to iSCSI storage, and the server just for play out and monitor the quality of videos. And now we have a rough idea that usually iSCSI storage is more popular and preferable in a surveillance application because it's deployed more easily and it's cost-effective solution compared with if you choose SAS or fiber. And another one is that surveillance is a capacity-hungry application because in your environment, you probably will deploy more than 100 IP cameras or several hundred IP cameras in your application, and those IP cameras will send their videos to a storage at the same time. So it means that storage will handle a lot of data at the same time. And besides, usually users will not just write the videos to storage and then remove those data. They will keep those data for a while. And based on our idea, usually people will keep those videos in a storage for 30 days or half a year because it's a retention period. And if users want to keep those data for more long time, they can back up those data to another storage by some backup solution or the backup solution on storage. So we know that because we have to keep a lot of data as long as those data written within our retention periods. And those data also from a lot of IP cameras. So surveillance is a capacity hungry application. And the last one is that usually when we plan a storage solution for our customers, we will emphasize capacity instead of performance because capacity is a key point. And usually if you can meet their capacity requirement, performance is not a big problem. So based on these three considerations, when we talk to our customers or when we have to plan storage solution for our customer who want to use surveillance application, we will talk these items with them. The first one is the quantity of IP cameras. So as I said, the IP cameras can be deployed up to several hundred IP cameras in an environment like shopping mall or a city. And based on this quantity of IP cameras, we can understand the scope of this application. And then we will talk about the resolution and the compression that they will use in their system. Based on the resolution and the compression, we have an idea about the performance that we have to achieve for this application. And then recording time and the retention periods will give us idea that the capacity we have to plan in this storage solution. And the last one is the configuration if customer or users prefer DAS or iSCSI SAM. And based on these items, we can understand the scope of this application. We can have a rough idea about the performance and the capacity that we have to plan. And finally, we have to, based on their configuration or architecture, to choose a DAS storage or iSCSI SAN storage. So, in order to fulfill this requirement, Infortrend released or announced the ESDS 1000 series this year, and this storage is perfect for surveillance application. It's an entry-level storage for SMB because we have some onboard iSCSI ports on controller, so it means that the user don't need to purchase other host interface if they just use iSCSI SAN in their application. However, we also allow users to put some like fiber or SAS interface and work with iSCSI at the same time. So it means that users can mix their interface in their application. And we also provide high performance and scalability in ESDS compared with our previous generation. And onboard iSCSI interface with other host interface working at the same time, I already mentioned. And in our ESDS, we provide two cache backup techniques. One is hot swappable BBU, and another is supercapacitor. So users can choose either one when they order our ESDS 1000. And all of the enterprise cache data service and the management tools that we provide in our higher storage solution, ESDS 3000. We also provide in our ESDS 1000. And let's detail all of the benefits that we can see in ESDS 1000. It's just a rough specification that you can see in our website. ESDS 1000, we have 2U12 bay or 3U16 bay for large form factor. And we will launch 2U24 bay for small form factor like SSD or a 10K SAS drive in next month. And we also support single control or dual control at the same time. So when users choose dual control, they can leverage the computing power of two controllers and also have the high availability between two controllers. And for host interface, each controller, we provide 4 iSCSI ports for surveillance users. And if users also have other applications in their environment, they also can add other like fiber or 10G iSCSI or SAS interface in this controller at the same time. So users can mix their interface for different applications. And for cache, each controller we can use up to 16 GB, so user can upgrade their cache size. For cache protection, we have hot swappable BBU with flash disk and the supercapacitor flash disk. They have different advantages, and I will explain later. And for the expansion, ESDS 1000 can expand to 324 hard drives by adding more JBAR. And compared with other entry-level storage, it's a very high scalability for users, especially for those capacity-hungry applications like surveillance or multimedia. And default, we provide a local replication, including snapshot and the same provisioning in our ESDS 1000. And if users want to do their backup job between different storage, they can purchase additional license for remote replication and the storage tiering to increase their performance. And the next one is a key point for ESDS 1000 is that for read, we can reach to 5,500 megabyte per second, and write, we can reach to almost 2 gigabyte per second. So it's very outstanding performance for an entry-level storage. And ESDS can support computing power up to 380K IOPS at the same time. It's a computing power from 2 controllers. So our previous storage generation is ESDS G6. It's our previous entry-level storage solution. And now we announce ESDS 1000. No matter when we compare IOPS, read or write throughput, or even the scalability, we provide much better results for our users, so they can have a very cost-effective storage solution in their environment compared with our previous storage solution. In this slide, we can see that there is a rear view of our ESDS 1000, and it's a single controller model. And in this single controller, we provide, as I said, 4 iSCSI ports on this controller. So users just need to plug in the iSCSI cable, and they can use access to our storage. And near to those onboard iSCSI ports, we have a slot. In this slot, users can put like fiber or 10G iSCSI or SAS interface. So as I said, they can mix different interfaces in one system. And we also provide a very flexible design. If users just deploy like fiber 8 GB at the first initially, but they want to upgrade to 16 GB fiber after that, they can just replace by themselves. It's very easy for maintenance and replace the host interface. Regarding to our cache backup techniques, we have hot swap BBU and the supercapacitor. Hot swap BBU can make sure that when system have power outage, hot swap BBU can provide the power to make sure data in cache memory flush to our flash disk. It's like just a USB disk in our controller. So even the BBU is out of power, those data already saved in flash disk permanently. And as long as the power is back of one system, then those flash data in flash disk will flush to the hard drives that we use in our system. So based on this hot swap BBU and the flash disk, we can make sure users will not have any data loss, or even this data just saved in cache memory. And another advantage of BBU is that it's a hot swappable design. So users don't need to schedule any maintenance downtime. They can just replace the disk with disruptive operation. It's very easy to maintain. You just need to screw up the BBU and put a new one. And let's see, you don't need to pull out the whole controller or pull off the system. And another alternative of cache backup techniques is supercapacitor. And supercapacitor also work with our flash disk, so it also have the same function like a BBU to avoid any data loss in cache memory. And compared with BBU, supercap is a very non-flammable design, so it can be used in harsh environments such as oil industry or military system. And another advantage of supercap is that because supercap has a very long life cycle, so supercap will not like BBU. the life cycle usually is about 2 years or 3 years, and then you have to replace your BBU. Supercapacitor can be used as long as possible, so you don't need to like do annual parts replacement or schedule any time to replace your supercap. So users can choose either one of these techniques when they purchase our ESDS 1000. And here are list of the data service that we can see in our ESDS 1000. Default, we include snapshot, volume copy, and the volume mirror, and the scene provisioning. And those data service users can work within one system. And if users want to back up their data between several Infortrend storage, they need to purchase another additional license. It's a remote cache license. So they can back up their data between two Infortrend storage. And another one is automatic storage tiering. So based on this automatic storage tiering, users can leverage the performance-oriented disk like SSD or the capacity-oriented disk like nearline SAS drive. And based on characteristics of these two types of hard drives or SSD, they can leverage their performance and the capacity to achieve a higher performance and a more capacity storage solution at the same time. And for management tools, we provide SandWatch. It's a browser-based and a centralized GUI interface to monitor and manage all of Infortrend storage at the same time. And we also provide CLI if users prefer use CLI or scripts to configure their storage at the same time. So until now, we should have a rough idea that we have 3 scenarios that we can see in surveillance application, and most of these application needs a high capacity and the excellent performance storage, and that is an entry-level storage solution. And usually they want iSCSI or maybe SAS. And our ESDS 1000, we provide a capacity that can be expanded to more than 300 disks. And if we talk about the size of the storage, it can use up to almost 1.5 terabyte in an entry-level storage. It's a very excellent performance. And regarding to the throughput and the IOPS, we can provide for read, we can provide to 5,500 megabyte per second, and for write, we can support up to the almost 200 megabyte per second, 2,000 megabyte per second. So it's a very excellent that our ESDS 1000 can support. And next, we will move to our multimedia application, and we will introduce different storage solution that Infortrend provide for multimedia. And in this slide, you can see it's a workflow that multimedia usually work like this way. The cameras or like users, they will put their videos to a production storage, and this production storage will contain several videos. Those videos will like the TV programs or movies or cartoons. And users will play all those videos to monitor the quality or read those videos for media editing. And after they've done their media editing job, they will write those videos to production storage again, and then play out to see those videos. And as long as they don't need those videos anymore, they can migrate those videos to a nearline storage for archive or to a tab library. And for Infortrend storage solution to support multimedia application, Our storage can work as a production storage or a nearline archive storage. And usually when we talk about production storage, it's just used for nonlinear editing. So we know that it's read and write to this storage at the same time. So this storage will handle the read I/O or write I/O meanwhile. And usually because we have to make sure there is no frame drop when users to play those videos. So read throughput and the reliability are much more important than write throughput and performance. So when we find a solution for multimedia, we have to think about the excellent read performance and reliability for users. And this is the Infortrend solution for multimedia. We provide a NAS solution and also SAN storage solution for users. They can choose either one based on their requirements. And for NAS, we provide our 1316 RT solution. This can be used in small editing group and the nearline archiving. And the hard drive, this NAS can be expanded to 256 hard drives by adding JBAR, so the capacity can be up to more than 1,000 terabyte. And throughput for read can achieve to 2 gigabyte per second, and for write can achieve to 1 gigabyte per second. So compared with our ESDS 1000, the throughput in our NAS is not as good as ESDS 1000, but this NAS can use for file sharing because we already provide several protocols embedded in our NAS and several features. All of the data service you can see in NAS is for free. And for our ESDS solution in multimedia, we recommend 3000 series instead of 1000 series. And 3000 series can be used as a standalone solution. It can be used for nonlinear editing or nearline archiving. And the hard drives, it can expand to 360 hard drives, and the capacity can be expanded to 2 terabytes. So it's a very excellent scalability. And for throughput, general, we have our model and the turbo model. For general model, 3000 series can achieve 5,000 megabyte per second for read and 2,000 megabyte per second for write. And if users choose our turbo model, for read throughput, it can achieve to 5,500 megabyte per second, and for write, it can achieve to about 4,500 megabyte per second. And if users want to use the file sharing with our SAN storage, this SAN storage is compatible with third-party software like Xsan, StoneX, or MetaSAN. And all of the interface that we can see in our ESDS 1000, we also can provide in our NAS or ESDS 3000, like fiber 16 gigabyte or a 10 GI SCSI. And for our ELNAS 3000, we have S model or R model. S model means it's a single controller model, but users can upgrade to redundant controller afterwards. And for redundant controllers, it just means you get 2 controllers in one system at the same time, and you can leverage the computing power of 2 controllers and also achieve the HA mode in this redundant controller. The CPU we use in our 3000 series NAS is Intel Xeon, and it's a 3U 16-bit NAS. Users can upgrade their memory size to 32 gigabyte per controller. And those are the interface that we can provide in our NAS. And our NAS also have the onboard iSCSI port, so it means we can do our NAS like our ESDS to mix the different application through different interface. Like for some SD editing clients, we can go through the 1 GB networking. But for high performance editing clients, we can go like 8G or 10G iSCSI or 16G fiber networking. And our EONAS is a unified system. So it means that we not only provide a SAN storage in our NAS, but we also provide several protocols that for file sharing. For example, we provide SAMBA or CIFS, NFS, or FP as most of the protocols that usually users use, we provide in our NAS. And we also provide SSD as cache to increase the performance in our NAS. And users can online to expand the JBA. We will not charge any scalability by adding JBA. And we have perfectly integrated with AD server in Windows or LDAP service in Unix, so users to work their account and password management in our NAS. And we also support deduplication and compression for users to save their data in our NAS efficiently. It means that they will save less space because we support deduplication and the compression. And we support snapshot and the remote replication for file sharing data and the block level data in our NAS. So all of those features that we can see in our NAS are for free. It means that as long as users just purchase this box and hard drives, they don't need to buy any additional license. They can use all of the data service or excellent features that we support. That's the benefits of our EONAS. And when we mention to our ESDS 3000, we have 3U16 bay or 4U60 bay. And for 3U16 bay, we have general model or turbo model. And these two models will give you different IOPS and the throughput performance, so you can choose either one. And at the same time, for cache protection, we only provide the BBU and the flash module. But afterwards, we will plan to also use the SuperCap and the flash disk in our ESDS 3000. And if users use our ESDS 3060, it's a 4U60 bay for large form factor. For the capacity, it can be upgraded to 360 hard disks by adding 5 JBAR. And those JBAR are also 4U60 bay. And the capacity can be upgraded to more than 2 terabytes. And for performance, as I mentioned, if you use the 16 GB fiber or maybe even 8 GB fiber, for read we can achieve to 5000, and for write we can achieve to 4500 megabytes per second. And IOPS is very excellent. It can achieve to 1.2 million IOPS. It's quite much more compared with our ESDS 1000. And this is a front view of our ESDS 4U60 bay and adding 5 JBAR. And there is an LCD panel in this high density storage solution. And 4U60 bay is designed by a drawer design. So there are 3 drawers in this system. So users just need to pull out this drawer and replace the hard drives vertically. They don't need to schedule any downtime or or afraid any disruptive operation. It's very easy for maintenance. And it also helps users to save a lot of space because it's a 16-bit storage solution, but only use the 4U in your records. So for our multimedia solution, we know that compare ESDS 1000, we recommend the NAS for file sharing and several data service. I can say our EONAS is a very excellent solution for multimedia. And another solution for multimedia is our Sense Storage ESDS 3000. It provides better performance and higher scalability compared with our ESDS 1000 for multimedia users. And at this point, I'd like to bring a video demo that we use our storage solution connect to a Mac server. And this Mac server, we install an ATTO Fiber 8 GB HBA to access our storage. And let me get my videos to show you. It's my desktop of Mac server, and I already create a 20 TB from our storage and map to this Mac server through an ATTO Fiber HBA. And now I have to format to a disk that this Mac server can use. So now we can see now it's formatting. And I will use the tools from LJA, a data rate calculator and a simulation. And based on this calculator, we can have an idea about the performance criteria that we have to achieve. And use this simulator, we can simulate that we really have the 4K videos to access those storage. And I choose read and write at the same time. And the video format, I choose 4K because, and the file size, I choose 16 GB. And then I will show our result as a graph. And after I click this start button, this simulation will write data to storage first, and then reload storage and reload data back. And if we use their calculator, we have a rough idea that we have to provide almost 1 GB per second to access those storage if we want to edit like 4K video. So based on this paragraph, we can see both read and the write, we can support more than 1000 MB per second to make sure there's no frame drop. So this is my video demo. So at this point, I'd like to conclude my presentation. That in this slide, we recommend our ESDS 1000 for surveillance application, and also our EONAS solution and our ESDS 3000 for multimedia. And if you have any questions or you have any, if you want any more information from Infortrend, you can contact ATMAX or contact to Infortrend website. So now probably it's time for Q&A. So I will back this session to Frank.
Thank you, Mark. On behalf of Infortrend and ATTO, of course, I'd like to thank Jasper for his time this morning. And this session has been recorded, so it will be available for replay at your leisure. Just go to the ATTO website. And again, thank you, Jasper, and thank you, Infortrend. And yeah, any questions, you can also email inquiries@atomex.com.au as well. So thank you all, and good afternoon.
Oh,
Or good
thanks for
morning.
having me. Good afternoon.